Hello, hello, hello. This is Full Armor MMA. Today we're going to discuss why I think John Jones is the GOAT over Khabib. Yes, that's right. I said John Jones is the GOAT over Khabib, at least in the UFC. Please don't get too mad. Just hear me out. So, a couple of weeks ago, Dana White was being interviewed and said John Jones is the GOAT. And I have to say, I agree with him. At the present moment, I'm locking my doors because I know that some of you people are going to feel some sort of way and scream Khabib at the top of your lungs. Everybody's going to scream 29-0. Everybody's going to scream he never lost a round, and all of that is fine and dandy. But I'm going to name two things that kill the Khabib argument. First, for more than half of his career, Khabib that is, no matter which way you cut it, he didn't fight anywhere near the level of competition that, let's say, the UFC or Bellator have. Khabib first fought in the UFC on his 17th fight in 2012, while John Jones, on the other hand, has been fighting in the UFC since his 7th fight, way back in 2008, and has been fighting killers all the way. This is not to say the first 6 people John Jones fought were at top level, because they weren't. It just wasn't for half his career. This isn't to say that Khabib hasn't been fighting killers since his UFC debut either, but they just weren't on the level of the light heavyweights Jones has fought. If you look at the level of opponent each has fought, you can't say Khabib has a better resume than John. John has fought multiple world champs multiple times, from Brandon Vera, who's the current one heavyweight champ, to Leo Machida, Rashad Evans, Alexander Gustafsson, DC twice, Alex Gus twice too, actually, Rampage Jackson, Shogun Rua. 5 of those names I just mentioned are former champs. Some names Khabib has fought is Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Edson Barboza, Al Iaquinta, and Rafael dos Anjos. 2 of those names were champions, or 4 if you want to count the interim championships. The point is, Jones's resume is super heavy. And of course, I will be crazy not to mention the fact that Jones took steroids, which is a factor. But at the same time, taking steroids does not make you a good fighter. Also, if you're going to say that Jones is exempt from the GOAT talk because of steroids, then you have to exclude somebody like Anderson Silva. To be honest, I peeped that a lot of people who exclude Jones in the GOAT talk because of the steroids will include Anderson Silva in the same breath. Listen, folks, you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's just how it is. And that's how it will always be. In regards to the one loss Jones has on his record, that was against Matt Hamill because of an illegal 12-6 elbow. And that by itself was controversial. But in my opinion, a loss is still a loss. I will say, though, that Khabib is undoubtedly the best lightweight ever, but overall MMA fighter, I respectfully disagree. Also, John Jones successfully moves to heavyweight and gains the heavyweight title. There's not much anybody can say at that point. To top it off, if he moves back to lightweight, which I think is very likely, and fights Jan, if he still has the title, or anybody else, that will solidify his GOAT status. To be honest, I think Jones is moving up to heavyweight and trying to make a run for the title, because when Khabib retired, so whatever Khabib was doing, when he announced his retirement after the Gaethje fight, everybody was saying Khabib was go over him, and I think he took it to heart. I mean, he waged a whole social media war over it. But if you want me to be honest even further, this GOAT convo at the end of the day is subjective, so people shouldn't take it too seriously. It's just a fun convo to have, like fancy fights or like fancy football. Michael Jordan versus Kobe, Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson, things like that. Just something for the sports fans to discuss and have fun about. Don't get in your feelings about it. Okay, this is Full Armor. So that's my opinion on the GOAT conversation in MMA or the UFC on a smaller scale. Now, I just want to say that this is not to hate on anybody, John Jones or Khabib, especially Khabib. Because at the end of the day, as somebody that goes to a martial arts gym, as somebody that actively spars and stuff like that, I can honestly sit here and say that you become a champion because you worked hard and because you're probably good as somebody that has sparred a champion on whatever level you are, amateur level, professional level, regional, whatever you want to call it. You get there because you work hard and you are to be taken seriously. Or if you're just the best car dealership in the county, who knows? That's yours. Own it. Be happy about it. You know what I'm saying? People should look up to you, not hate on you. Because I know I'm not hating on nobody that succeeds like that. All right, this is Full Armor. I'm out. Have a good night.